Hello everyone, thanks for joining me today on Tamper with the Plan. Okay, in this video, I have been thinking about 2026, and well, let's start out because this is going to be the planner chat, but we're also going to do a couple things that I think are going to be kind of fun to do. So here's my big chunky girl planner, and what I've been doing is just kind of adding inserts to it, or like, you know, my version of inserts. And it really got me thinking about like the planner systems. So I've been watching a lot of Jane's Agenda videos, which that is definitely not my price range as of now, because I kind of have spent my budget. So that is not on the table. But what I was thinking about is how gals with Jane's Agenda set up their planners. And what they do is they have like their main planner portion and everything else is just inserts. And that's kind of what I've been doing with the Laurel Denise planner. Is I've been having my main planner and then just the inserts. So real quickly, we'll go over the planners that are in here in case you haven't seen my videos, and there are a couple new things in here always. Now that I have my Laurel Denise wrap, is what I call it, where I have my full monthly view here, which I love having. Like, this has helped my brain so much so that anything else I add in here, it just goes with it, and it works really well. Now it seems very smooth to have this here no matter what the planner is. So this is, for instance, the homeschool for my kids, and then the Bible planner. So the Nancy here, which is the Laurel Denise horizontal, I'm boxing off into a homeschool planner, and then this is an old dashboard that I'm using as a Bible planner. It's messy, but you know, it's for my study, my own study. And so this is like the Bible, or like I call this the learning planner section. Because we're always learning when we read, and then my kids learning. And what I did is I grabbed this divider from Happy Planner and I just paper clipped it on because I wanted some decoration. That's the one thing that the Laurel Denise doesn't have in their planners. They have cute covers, but then everything inside is really plain. And so watching the Jane's Agenda videos, I'm like, oh, I want some pretty, you know, decoration. And even though I may not even look at this that much, I have actually been flipping back to it, but who knows how long that will last. I do like having it here. Okay, so that's beside the point. I do have December set up in this, and that's another reason it's so chunky. I am thinking of maybe going back to 1 month, which I don't love the idea of, because I really was excited to have more than 1 month in here. But what I think I can do, and I'm gonna show you, because this is November's back page, it would have December's front page in there anyway, so I can just start putting post-its on the next month, but still be in my previous month. It doesn't work for December because it's the last month of the year. Okay, so then I grabbed this one. These are my October dividers from my Big Happy Planner, and I just thought they were pretty. For one, they're sideways, so it's not the perfect solution, but they are pretty. And okay, so and this would be representing now a new planner. This is my main planner. In my main planner, I have this section in here where I would be writing budget stuff, but this month I used it differently, so in the future I'm gonna have it unclipped, and it's gonna be just like basically my grocery budget there. And then here's like my main of anything that happens, my main calendar that's always seen at all times, which I love. And then when we open this planner cover, there are two planners in here now. The first one is just my main cleaning planner, and I have this page, which is a Laurel Denise vertical that I have taken from the front. This is from a Laurel Denise vertical planner, these outside pages. I call it the Laurel Denise wrap. And these are vertical pages that I've made into time blocking, timeline stuff. I do like to have that, but I don't know if it's necessary, but I do like to have it. So I'm still gonna use it for now. We'll see, like, if eventually I just think it's like a waste of the page. And then here is my main planner, which is my cleaning planner. And this is kind of like an everything planner. I do put my top 3 or my top couple over here on the timeline. And then, because this is mostly cleaning and getting things done in the house. So if there's something like taking my mom to lunch and dropping off papers to the doctor, that was on here. I did have it on here too, but I tend to look here more for like what I need to focus on. And then I have my list here, and everything's going okay with this. You can see that like the checks on these sides, I still haven't implemented those well into my routine yet. So I'm sticking with this planner anyway because I like that they're there, and I'm going to try to get them into my routine. But if you haven't seen my videos before, we're trying to get our house ready to sell and pack, and so that is taking a lot of time. So this is next week. Which we're here on Friday, so I do need to get this one decorated and ready to go. Anyway, so yeah, this is working really well. This is like my main planner. Everything that I really need to do for the day, I like that it's limited so that I don't overwhelm myself. And when I add these back into it, this is gonna be plenty of things to do for my day for cleaning. And then what I did pop back behind here is an old happy planner. Okay, so first of all, let's look at this divider real quickly, because this is kind of what got me started thinking of Jane's Agenda, because I had seen, and I haven't really investigated Jane's Agenda planners at all. I've seen It's a Wonderful, Tina with It's a Wonderful Plan do a couple of the things, and she always has these gorgeous dashboards. So let's back up. When I decided I wanted to put my wellness planner in here, in my main, I went and saw that I had a happy planner, classic wellness planner. So I grabbed it out, and then I saw this, and it just was so beautiful. So that's what got me thinking about Jane's Agenda. I was like, wait a second, where did I see that kind of just really beautiful dashboard type of planner dividers or dashboards? And it was Jane's Agenda. So I've been watching those videos lately. So this is basically it. It's the wellness. Now I have my wellness on my pop-up planner, and that's like staring at me every day. But when I'm sitting at night and I have my planner on my lap, I just write the stuff in here. So right now it is being dual planned because it's just easy for me to have it all together here in my main. And then the pop-up is what I want to do, and it's staring at me. So anyway, so this is a happy planner, wellness planner. A blank page looks like this. And it's not exactly, you know, perfect, but I have intention up here, which I've just been putting like what workout I want to do. And then yeah, just general exercise towards the end, because I knew like it just wasn't translating. Nourish is the perfect place to put my food, and then I also want to put if I have vitamin in there. And then what have I been doing? I've also been doing this highlighted line for bedtime and how many hours of sleep I've gotten. So I like that. Movement, if I actually do something, is down here. My steps and coffee are also down there. So if I did a workout, it would be here. I probably could pop my coffee up here, do my steps on top. Yeah, so it can be reworked a little. And then down here, I'm just putting like a thought kind of the day, something that like I need to stretch more, my back is aching, plantar fasciitis is acting up, stuff like that is down here. So it's actually working out fine. And I like the colors. I like that I had it. I chose November 2020, and because when I change this to a Sunday, this will be the 16th. Sunday will be the 16th. And you can see, but with my beautiful calendar over here, Sunday will be a 16th. So I do a Sunday to Monday or Sunday to Saturday. So the 2020 calendar lines up perfectly for that. Okay, and then it's just, you know, it's cute, colorful, has spots, it has different sections. It's messy, you know, it's nothing special, but I like it well enough. And I was finishing my fall stickers in these spreads that you're seeing. So I do have December set up for just my main planner that I love, but not for my wellness planner yet, because I'm still trying to see how that's gonna work. Here's another beautiful divider. Again, it's sideways, but I still love how pretty it is in here. And okay, so this is my work section. This is something you did not see before, and it is a student layout. And then where's my bookmark is the matching unicorns. Once I had the unicorn bookmark out here, I was like, wait a second, don't I have this planner? So I went and grabbed it. Here it is. It's purple for this month, which was perfect. And what I started doing with this is kind of perfect, but I did have to change things. If you, let's see a blank one. You have Monday through Sunday. I would have done Sunday through Saturday anyway, but what I did instead is Sunday through Saturday here, because there's 7 boxes down. This is only in the student layout. The regular color block layout only has 6 boxes down. It's like they don't want to let you do this. But here I have 7 boxes down, so I could do Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And if you've seen my videos before, you know that I like work all the way across in a line. So now I can look down and see what I did for, this is this channel for instance, everything that I did. And a couple of the days I was just packing, so I did nothing for the channel. And then a couple of days I wanted to get things done. Anyway, so I did my topics on top, and this is the whole list for the whole week. But for the day, I only have this one section. So it's not a huge list of this for the day. It's like a couple things can fit in here on the day, and then this is the whole week of what, you know, wanted to get done. And I have my 5 topics. I use these last 2 sections covered with washi and just as like a notes, and then notes over here. So it's actually fine. I like it too, and it's helping me use my student layout. Now the Nancy pages, I just pulled out to give myself some more room, but I can show you what I was doing at least halfway And these are in my previous videos too. I blocked it off myself into 5 sections and then had this as notes, and that worked like really well too. But I just thought it'd be fun to pop some color in here, and just now that I know that I want the Laurel Denise as the wrap, which is like the outer part of the planner, then I can have some fun with like with the inserts and stuff like that. And that brings me back to what I was talking about with the Jane's Agenda. It also works with Live Love Posh, which I've never had any of her stuff either. But you get the inserts that you want and you pop them into your existing planner. So it could be like a quad insert, or it could be, I don't know, she does vertical or whatever too. So I like that idea. So you have your base planner, and my base planner is this Laurel Denise outside, and then you can grab inserts and pop them in. Now I didn't have to put the cover in here, but I like it a lot because it helps me very easily get to my monthly, back to my monthly, where before I was like trying to like lift up the pages, like grab the tab, get under there, get under this page, and then I could get to my monthly. So now I just grab the cover. So I like it, it's easy. And then when I want to get to my week, I just have my bookmark. So I'm liking that a lot. And I love seeing the monthly the whole time. I have rearranged this several times throughout this month. These are the videos that are supposed to be uploaded. And if it doesn't work out, I erase it, and I do use my erasable pen. This monthly looks really rough every month at the end of the month because it just has so many erase marks of where I've changed things, and I like that. Now I could do Post-its, but I don't like the idea of just nothing being on the monthly at the end. And like, what do I have the monthly for if it's just going to be posted? Anyway, so I mean, I do use a Post-it for like an idea here, but I like writing the actual things on the days. And I just erase them and rewrite them. So yeah, this gets pretty messy looking, but it keeps me on track. And then when I have some time to do some work, like in between packing, I'll come and look and say, oh yeah, that video is supposed to go up. I need to finish editing that. I need to get the thumbnail ready, etc. So that's what's going on with this. And then on this side is my side hustle. And I do like having this over here. So I didn't get much into my side hustle this week. I just was, you know, like I said, packing. So quite a bit here. And I'm just writing over here the side hustle. So I like having, these are YouTube channels over here for work. This is the side hustle stuff, which is eBay and some other things for work. I like having that in between. And I know the light's catching on this planner, but when I'm using it, it's just really like, it's like this, and it just looks pretty all the time. So I like that a lot. And again, I do have to completely redate and redate it. I did cute stickers this time, but I don't have to do that every time. Like if I'm in a hurry for this week, I can just change it. So, I think this is a 2019 planner. Let me check, actually. It probably says in this monthly. Yeah, 2019 planner. So I redated it, and I'm not really using this monthly. I don't really know what I would use it for because I have my monthlies here that I can see at all times. And I prefer that because I just never flipped back to my monthly. Because I have it here, and I keep it very practical. But I still have it in here in the planner for when it's part of this first weekly. And for 2, it's part of the divider. So I left it in there for now. But I use these monthlies, and then I use these inserts for now. And you know, when the student layout is gone, they don't even make it anymore. And I only have, well, I have like 2 or 3. But I could get sick of the color or something. Then I won't use this anymore, and I'll go back to the Nancy where I'm just sectioning off my own. And I'm sectioning off the Nancy here in my kids' homeschool planner. So, you know, just like this, where you section it off and box it off. But I thought it'd be fun to have some color and to not have to section it off, even though I do have to date it down the side. Anyway, I'm just playing around now because I have this foundation that works. And then that's just like back to what I'm thinking about with the Jane's Agenda or Live Love Posh or anything really, where you get your main planner set up and then you just get inserts for new things instead of like a whole new planner to have as, which this is a whole planner, but just popping in the inserts where you need them. All right, so this is December setup. Look how cute this divider is for December. And the color in December is different. It is green. It's kind of fun, right? And then we have my, now this one I did not put a decoration for. I did in this one, right? For my work planner, I have, oh yeah, this, no, that's my main planner. For my work planner, I have, yeah, we saw this fall divider. It's just like a pretty decoration. This is my Rose project planner, and this is from last month, but I'm still using this list, so I didn't cover that up. I could have put one over here, but no reason. And then this is my project planner. And everything's going really well in this. Now, a lot of gals got this planner, the Rose. Let's see the blank month. Oh, we don't have, oh yeah, we do. This is the blank month, and they got this year for 2026, and they're gonna just put inserts in, and it could be anything. So it could be any inserts. The Laurel Denise inserts are really nice. Obviously, they're made to go on the spiral, but because I put mine on discs, I can now use any insert that I want. I can even just do blank pages, punch them, and put them in. What gals love about this is the bigger boxes compared to, you know, like the Nancy over here. If you look at the box size, it is, I don't know if you can see that. Let's do a blank one. Blank and blank. Here we go. The box size is quite bigger here. But you do have more covered when you use an insert here. Although the Nancy is covered until, so you have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Your first 4 days are seen with the Nancy. But with this, I'm just measuring, your first only 2 days would be seen if you have a classic size insert in there. Okay, and then I just did these are all project pages from the 2025 project planner, not included in the 2026 project planner, which is something to note. And then this is my journaling planner. I just put a pretty page on there, but we're not gonna look at that because it's my journal. And that is the end of this video. So again, that is the end of this planner, not video. And so what I do have again is November and December in there. So it's super fat and chunky, and the one thing that is happening, because it is a little bowing the actual cover a little, but when I take it off, it doesn't look bowed. But right now, it kind of looks, you know, just slightly bowed. You see, it's like, when it's straight, you can maybe see a slight bow. But I think it's just how it's sitting, you know, because of all the stuff here and then like less over here. Okay, so that is the planner. Everything's working well, and I like everything. It is a lot. So I set aside like 20 minutes at night and get all my planning done for the next day, and then add anything in from the previous day that I still need to add. So that's how I do this. So now I wanted to talk about December, because in 2026, I have a January planner set up very similar to this, and a February planner, because I'm trying to move, so I got them ready ahead of time. But what I'm wondering is if I should go to a mini. I'm kind of interested in the mini because I think they're fun and cute, but this is working so well, and I don't mind how big it is. So like, I'm torn. So what I wanted to do maybe for December is, and this is still a maybe, is try a mini. I set this up as a mini in the same format, slightly different planner, so we'll go through it to try for December, even though I already have, and I don't have everything for December in here. I'd have to grab a couple more things, but I have most of my December ready in here. I decided to set up a mini just in case in 2026 I want to use a mini for the whole year. Like, maybe I would, and I have the pages for it. I would have to redate them all, whereas the big, I wouldn't have to redate them. But, so I set this up. This is a Happy Planner big cover that fits perfectly, except, you know, obviously I cut it at 7 holes. I went almost to the 8th hole here and cut it. And it just makes like the perfect cover for this. Like, it covers the tabs. I think it's actually barely come out. So, I mean, I think it's because of the bulk, because before I added so much bulk, they were completely covered. But you can see it covers the top, covers the bottom. I could have made it a little longer as well. But anyway, big Happy Planner, I cut it off. I know it doesn't look perfect because of this, but if this gets covered up with something, the cover looks pretty cute. However, I'm not gonna leave this cover for December. It was just to practice and try. And I have some Post-its popped in here. All right, again, on a 7 disc now. So this is, we're gonna flip through what I have in here, and then we'll talk about like what I'm thinking. This would be, again, the learning section, which is Bible and my kids' homeschool. So flip it open. I used a mini vertical for my kids' homeschool in July of this year, and I liked it really well. So I just put my topics here, and if I need more, I have 5 lines for each right now, and that's actually quite a bit. I could bump it up and do 4 or 3 lines for each subject right now, but I will block it off and do like washi across, and then I have Sunday, Monday, okay, Tuesday, Wednesday, all that stuff here. So this would be their homeschool section. I still put the Bible reading over here, which is what I did in my big. So kids homeschool. This would be, this might be a little rough, but this is a mini happy planner from 2020. Still, this is a dashboard layout and it's freaking cute. Oh my goodness, look how cute that planner is. So I would have to write like verse part A or B probably, or write really small to get a whole verse in there. And I'm rethinking this section over here. Right now I'm doing people and places, and the people just go like, they take up everything sometimes. So I might do like main people and main places, especially if I go down to this mini. And then on the back, I still want to do the timeline and everything, some extra study for the Bible. And yeah, so this will be the learning section here. So what I was thinking of doing, well, we'll keep flipping through. I have the notes in here because it is December. So this is the notes from the original planner. And then here's my second planner, which is going to be my main planner here. So now I have my main planner wrapped in the Laurel Denise. Flip it open. This is just the extra page right here for budgeting items, grocery items, and if I need more, I can pop in another page, which I have right now back here. So I can grab one of these and pop them over here to add more grocery items. And this is like my main calendar, whose birthday, whose anniversary, the stuff that's going on. Then when I open it up here, so I showed in my video, my last planner chat, that I had punched the Passionate Penny Pincher planner, which is my main planner, which I really do like a lot right now. I punched it sideways. That planner is actually packed, or I would show you. I punched it sideways and it was gonna be like a clipboard, like it was hanging down like this and hanging down like this. I could still do that with the planner that I have in my main. I could pull the December one out and punch it in here. But the other option that I have in here right now is to just use a horizontal and make this top myself into some categories that I would like to have on top. So it looks similar to this. It look kind of similar to this on the top here. I would do my own categories and then I could check them off, kind of thing. So that's a little effort every week, but I was thinking of setting up at least the color for the month and just maybe using the same kind of neutral colors, so whatever I come in here and decorate with, it won't be that big of a deal. Then I have this as my timeline. So this will be my time blocking timeline, my top 3, and I'll have to re-day these. I have to re-day these anyway, so that's why I thought it would be fine. So I'll do Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And then when we flip it over, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, this little section will be Saturday. It's a rest day anyway for us, so it'll be fine. Thursday, Friday, or Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So it could work like that. So this should be the same thing as the big one. Now after the main here, I have this little guy, which is a vertical. And it's kind of like the wellness one. It's very similar. I'll show you the wellness one that I have in here. But I don't think this is a wellness layout. This is like a do good for people layout. I don't know. So it used to look like this. There's still 4 sections in here. You still have 4 sections. Just, you know, this one, the top is smaller, the middle is bigger, you know, and the grid's at the bottom. So a little bit of a different style layout, but still, you know, consistent. So I could find my categories, figure out my categories. I could white this out and write them over here to do my categories. This would again have to be Sunday to Saturday, so it had to be redated anyway, all of these. And I think I'd redate very simply by just whiting out and writing it in, is what I'm guessing or thinking of. In this case though, I think I can keep, yeah, I can keep this cute little number and I just write Sunday there, because Sunday is the 30th and Sunday's the 30th. So I like that. Okay, so that's wellness, right? Right there. And then back here, I was thinking what else goes with wellness is goals. So I wanted to have like a little weekly goal section, and then I've talked about this in other videos because I did put a goal planner into my 2026 lineup. It was just a regular planner where I'm putting like what I want the goal to be, different goals for the week, choosing 1 or 2 to work on per the day and writing it. And then here I can, so I could put the goal here for the day and then just write a reflection or put the goal here and write a reflection, you know, whatever I do for the week. So I don't want to overcomplicate it. I want to have a couple goals a week. Some might take more than one day to fulfill. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have goals basically over here, different categories, and then which one I'm working on probably here, and then how it's going on the day. So this is my goals planner. So this is all in my main planner. It's like my main life. Cleaning, appointments, then I have wellness, and then I have goals, right? So that's my main planner, all done. These were just the extra budget pages. And so we switch to the next section. And this would be my work planner. So since I don't have a mini student layout, I do actually have a mini color block layout. I'm going to show you some of the planners these are from. This is the horizontal pages are from this planner. The dashboard pages are from that planner. And this is the planner that the horizontal or vertical pages are from. What's it called? It just says vertical layout. It doesn't say vertical. Yeah, it just says vertical layout. So it doesn't say anything different, but those are what those three are from. They're from 2020, my old. These are the only minis that I've had, and I've never used a mini, so I'm kind of excited. I don't know, I really, if I did try one, I don't remember it at all. But so yeah, that's what I have there for the minis. But I do have a color block one. Hold on, where is that one? Yeah, I do have this undated color block mini. It's Mickey and Minnie. It came in a set. I wouldn't have gotten it myself. But we only have 6 sections here, so I wouldn't do the same thing that I had. It would, because I use this for days and across. The only thing I was thinking is if I wanted to pop this in, I could use like this as Saturday or one of these as Saturday. And just have like a list. So that's possible, but then I'm thinking why when I already have a Nancy and I could block this off for my 5 sections. So I'm gonna do the 5 sections here, and then it's gonna be my work stuff. A list here, I have my normal monthly, which will be my YouTube channels. This will be my side hustle monthly. I know it's upside down right now. I create the right side monthly by whiting this stuff out and redating it. I did this in a video. So this was originally upside down. It was a Nancy, and the month was over here and all that stuff. I whited out the numbers on the bottom and then put the numbers on the top. So it's messy, but once I'm using it, it's actually just super functional, so it doesn't matter. So that's what I would do here. I would just continue to white this stuff out and make it a right side monthly for my side hustle. So, and then these could be notes for my side hustle is the idea. So that's work. And then we have these extra pages also for work goals. I do my stats for my YouTube channels over here, and I'll do something for my side hustles over here. And then we have journaling. Oh, project. When I was saying journaling. Project planner, which in my main is a rose, and I really do like it. The rose is like the 4-column project planner. We will get to a blank one. A blank one looks like this, you know, with the big boxes and then the 4 columns. So I do have a mini rose, but it's for 2026. And I didn't want to grab those pages, so I thought I have this extra Nancy, let's just use that. So it could be very similar where I'm writing what I'm doing for the project. I can make a list of the projects here. I can make my list of what the project's going to be. I can make this into a 4-column, essentially. Have these extra note pages for other things that I might want to get done. And then on the dailies, I don't know if I'll leave them as dailies or if I'll just make them like pages of stuff to do. And then I write what I actually do on the monthly. So that's the idea here. I had goals here, but I moved my goals to my main because it doesn't necessarily have to do with project. It kind of has to do with like everything, right? Goals are going to be health and work and everything. Home stuff. So yeah, this is a makeshift project planner from a Nancy. And again, I could white this out and just have this as a list, but I don't know, I might put something that I do every day. I just don't know if I'm gonna do something for a project every day. So that's the thing. We'll see. We'll see how we're gonna do this. This could be actually the list side. I'm thinking out loud with you gals. It always works better. Sometimes when you're trying to figure things out to like turn on the camera and talk to you gals. We planner gals usually can figure some things out more than what we could on our own. just having somebody to bounce our ideas off of. So I could put the room over here that I'm working on, or like whatever project I'm working on here, and then put a little more detail here, because right now I do write like what I did in the project planner. So not that one, let's go back one. These are all the extra note pages, right? So like I write on the day, like what I did, like worked on office, prepped for filming, needs more work. So that could be here, and it could just be like office over here type of thing. And then just have these extra pages for anything. The sketches and all that stuff can be in here. So that's the project planner, and then the journaling planner, which is just very much the same. Actually, it is kind of different. It's a Nancy, and right now I have a Nancy anyway. Right now I use this for what happened in the day and what happened with my kids. And it does sometimes run out of space, and I put a main thought over here. What I do like about the mini is this could be my main stuff. This could be stuff with my kids, like if they get sponsorships or something like that. And then in here can be like my private, like marriage, or just some things that are bothering me about other things, family, you know, like anything that I think is a little more private is in this little private cover. Like how cute is that? Tamber's eyes only, you know, kind of thing. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking with this. Main ideas for the day, main things that happen for the day, things for my kids for the day, and then whatever else in here. All right, so that is it for my little cutie mini. And then I just have an extra note section back here because I had it out and I couldn't figure out where it went. So it's back here. So I have a lot in here, but this is all for December. Now, okay, already a super long video, but now we're gonna get to the point. And the point is that I am setting up this planner for December so that it'll be easy to use if I need it. So when I hop on for this clip, which is just showing you how I have done a planner envy from spiral onto discs earlier this year. So what I did is I did cover the washi to cover the holes. I used washi, but I did it afterwards, so it's kind of broken and uneven. So that is an option, and you can also do the same thing on the back to not see the holes. And then this is a really good example of how I did the printer paper here. It's not perfect, but again, you can't see the holes. Time consuming. Okay, so if you're wanting to do this, it is time consuming. And I did that, I think, for the whole month. And if you do it 1 month at a time, it may not be that bad. And then I tried washi, which is a suggestion that one of you gals made. I did washi on both sides, and that actually looks pretty cute, right? Now you have decoration down the middle, and you can choose the different colors. You can plan ahead and make it work with your spread, and then you do the washi and then you punch it, and now you can't see the holes. I mean, you can kind of see that they're there if you're really looking, but this looks super clean and pretty. Otherwise, the planner envy holes look like that. So that is an option when you are Frankenplanning and taking a planner off the coil. And the planner envy coil is gorgeous. It is like the best coil that I've ever seen. And by now I actually have seen a lot of coils. Here's the Passionate Penny Pincher planner. Let's move this out of the way. If you want to see like kind of comparison, the thickness. And then here is the Laurel Denise coil, if you want to see for comparison. But this planner envy coil is so thick and sturdy. It's insane how much thicker it is than these other coils. So it's really great quality. I don't know where she gets it. Also, I don't know, I know a lot of people had to change some of their manufacturers this year, so I don't know if this is what it's going to be for 2026, but this was the 2025 coil and the 2024 coil, and it is insanely strong, sturdy, rose gold, comes without an upgrade, and is gorgeous. But I did put this on discs when I was Frankenplanning earlier this year, and then that's just what I wanted to show you. It could have, you can use the washi, and you can use the printer paper, and you can even use the washi on the cover. So that is not something that I will be doing because it does not bother me enough to do that. But yes, this could be covered up. Those could be covered up. And my pages also could be washied. And I don't know, I might do it here and there just to see, you know, how cute it is. But as of now, it looks like that. So yeah, that's one of the bummers about taking a foil and putting it on to discs. So I just want to show you that real quickly while we're talking about my planner. So let's just finish up with the end of the week flip through. For the main planner, I did get some of this decorated for, I actually did a couple weeks ahead. And I did this off camera. I just did it when I was sitting on my sofa. So definitely not like gorgeous decoration or anything, but cute enough. This is the boys' homeschool area for the Bible. You know, cute enough anyway, right? And then what I'm very happy with how the Passionate Penny Pincher planner is decorating. So this is today, so I already wrote in it a little, but I mean, it's looking pretty cute. The turnout, how it's looking. Even with what I'm doing is just adding all the rest of my fall stickers, but you know, it's looking really fun. And then we have the wellness planner. So I just grabbed a bunch of my fall stickers together and then, you know, kind of tried to coordinate, but if it didn't work out, it didn't work out. Also, let's go back and look at these. Remember that we put just like a divider, but it had to be sideways on here just to give some pretty color, just make a nice divider. And the big planner is going to be hard to continue to do that in. So that is one thing I'm going to consider, although, you know, if it has the space I need, it's not going to matter anyway. Like if I can't really make myself work in a smaller planner, it's not going to matter anyway. This still looks pretty, it's just, you know, off because it's sideways. And then the work planner, decorated nice and cute enough anyway. Again, using all of my old fall stickers just to get those on there. And then we just have the journaling planner back here, which, let's see, we have this divider for. In the last 2 weeks, you know, I just kept simple. I wanted plenty of room to write. So, and this month I haven't used these sides as much as I did last month. I guess I was really going through more last month. These were all filled up with different topics when I ran out of room here. So that is the last planner here in the main, my big main. So for the possible December planner, because remember I still have December pages in here. This is how this turned out, and this, oh my goodness, adorable with all the journaling cards and everything. That video will be on the channel. It's a pretty long video, but if you want to see just kind of step by step how I did everything, but I did change the cover. When you open up, you have this journaling card. This is a Dollar Tree matte, just frosted divider that I'm still planning to work on. Maybe make it a top divider. Here is a Happy Planner divider with some vellum on top that I paper clipped, and I think it looks really pretty for winter. And then we get into the boys' homeschool. So this is barely set up. This is another Dollar Tree cutting mat, reusable cutting mat. I put some stickers on to just kind of lay over and give it some glimmer on this divider here that we added from a big Happy Planner divider onto a mini Happy Planner divider page. So it's like red and pink, and then here's our back cover, also from that Dollar Tree cutting mat. So they look like frosted covers. So it's not as quality as maybe some would be, but I actually really like how it's turning out. And this divider I really love. I just used a silver Sharpie to kind of take off the November. I think you can kind of still see it at some angle. Overall looks pretty good in silver. This is Breathe in All the Possibility That Today Holds, and so this is for my main planner. My main planner in the mini is not right now the Passionate Penny Pincher for December. I did set up where it could be like a clipboard section, but right now I have it in the Nancy. And what I'm going to do is just draw my highlighter checklist for over here for morning and evening. Maybe take up 3 boxes. We'll see how that's gonna go for December. I also have to make sure it's not gonna bleed through the paper. We did this cover out of a big happy planner in the video that will be on the channel. This is a Laurel Denise packaging divider, and this was before, like super bright, but not December-y. And this is the wellness, this is a mini happy planner. It was called a vertical layout, but it's kind of similar to the wellness layout, and I'm going to use it for wellness. And then we have this divider, which is a happy planner, again divider from the big cut down to the mini with some vellum on top. And again, it was red and pink for December, and it wasn't like at all seasonal, and I like seasonal dividers. So that's in there. This is the back of the cover. Turned out pretty well how I cut it, measured and cut it. It looks, you know, pretty nice overall. And then here's my little journaling card for the second. And it says forever gazing at the stars. Super cute. I love where it is, the placement. Really pretty and fun because it kind of hangs out with some silver gleam over here. And then when you flip it, it's right there. And then our next divider, this was made again from a Happy Planner Big. So you can see how these won't really work in the big Laurel Denise, the large, to make your dividers, but you can always use cardstock craft paper if you don't have dividers, which I just don't have cardstock craft paper. So this is the work where I'm going to block it off in my Nancy. And I'm using a student planner right now for work just because I had it. And then look how cute this little journaling card came out. So this is a Happy Planner sticker with part of the divider with the vellum. So everything was just kind of crafted DIY. And I was going for that kind of look with the Jane's Agenda, very elegant, you know, cinematic look. Now this divider obviously was not cut as well as it could have been. It could have been cut more to have the whole word here in it, but that, I don't know if that would make a ton of sense, and maybe cut some of these off. So just as I said, measure twice. And then this is a little journaling card with just a little Live Simply word on there. This is part of a Happy Planner divider, which is coming up. So every little section has like its own cute journaling card. This is my project planner, which I'm just going to do like a list, like maybe a room or the focus project here, and then just a list of what I want to get done daily. And then here, these are Happy Planner extra pages if I need them, but I am thinking of just kind of moving this around. I was going to split this into 4 and do like 4 projects. So now I think I'm going to do it on the grid paper. These are the pages from the back that I just moved in front of this divider. So this is the journaling divider, and this says Shine Bright, super cute. And this is the cardstock from this divider here. I'll take it off a little, which is a Happy Planner divider. It has like little stars, shine like the stars, and then it says Shine Bright. This is for the journaling. So for the journal, I have like a main area ideas of like main journaling things with my kids, and then a little private journal in this little section here, which I did cut out this cover from a classic Happy Planner. Also notice how the divider hangs off the top here. I did that on purpose because I wanted the fuller picture, but you could cut it more to size as well and just center it better. So the front cover I centered pretty well. This was from a classic divider that we made into a mini Happy Planner divider. And this is, again, like my secret, more personal thought section of the planner. So I think this section is super fun. It's just like a little secret journal area. And then I didn't do the back cover as nicely as the front. I should have centered it better, but this is how it looks. So it has this like awkward, you know, section here from Happy Planner. It overall looks fine, honestly. It's not gonna bother me. Okay, and then at the very end, I have these little Post-its back here. So instead of that big Post-it dashboard in my big main. So I love how this one's set up a lot more than the big one. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see how it's gonna work. And if it doesn't work after the first week or so, I'm just gonna jump back into the big, my main. And yeah, but I think it's super fun and cute. Also, you know, we cut this cover from a Big Happy Planner cover, and I was more strategic on the cutting of this cover to make it look how I want it to look. And even though this said Hello 2020, I didn't mind that as much. The top of the leaf, to only cut off this part, would have looked funnier. So this is like a gold painted leaf. Yeah, so that is everything for this little mini. And that is up to date on the week of how everything's working. Everything is still working really well. I'm loving these big chunky Frankenplanners. And even though they have 1 month in it time, well, this has 2 months right now. This is 1 month at a time, and I really wanted 2 months. I think like the function of it is going to make up for that. So yeah, that is all for this video. So stay tuned to see how everything else is gonna, you know, be working for the next couple weeks. And then obviously we will be, the reason I decorated off camera and just like on my lap for this week and actually the rest of the month in this planner is because I am going to be just jumping into my Big Happy Planner and decorating that on the channel. So you will see that on the channel, but not these like smaller decorating sections on the channel. It's just too much to edit and put on the channel. I mean, like, it would just be a backlog, a huge backlog, and some of these videos wouldn't even get on until maybe December, and they're for October. And I didn't even change these. They say still August, and they're supposed to say November. So I'll go in and change those, but the dates are correct. And you may have noticed I did take out the timeline as well. The little timeline that I was going to try to do, they're back here now. I just wasn't using it, and it was kind of just getting in the way. So now I just have, you know, the actual weekly. All right. Well, that is it for this video. Still some maintenance on these, and we will start setting up my mini December because it has to be, some of these pages have to be redated, and then we will decorate my Big Happy Planner because I'm gonna need some relaxing time. We're also gonna decorate these little guys on camera. I think that'll be fun, even though they're super tiny. So stay tuned for all of that in the future. Thanks so much for joining me today on Tamper with a Plan. I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.